Today I want to show you the materials that I recommend to you for beginners. You asked me a lot for the materials that I recommend to you to start, so I hope this video is useful for you. First, I want to show you this sketchbook that is from 4 years ago when I started with watercolors. I have some practice here. I make a lot of tutorials on YouTube, a lot of proof. I'm going to show you this, and I want to show you the materials that I use for a start with making my test. First, I start with this liquid watercolors Ecoline. I just bought at the beginning 3, and I make this color chart to find colors. It's really useful that you try different materials, different kinds of watercolors to see how is your style, or to find what make you feel comfortable when you paint. I recommend just start with 3 so you can find out if you like to paint with this or not. So personally, I bought this 4 years ago and it's new. I don't love to use this. Maybe I have to try again. Spent 4 years since I tried it. So yes, here, look at this. You can see my first paintings, all these. Since that time, I'm obsessed with houses. So you can see now the change in the beginning from now. My houses started like this 4 years ago, and look at now, so cute. So yes, always just practice and consistency. More YouTube videos that I see. This is a Skillshare classes too. I'm trying with colors. I want to show you my first watercolor palette with a nice brand. Is this one, Winsor & Newton. I use it. I have to use it more, but then I get obsessed because I really love watercolor since the beginning, and I start buying more. I'm going to leave the link for you. This is very useful, but I have my favorite watercolors for beginners that I still use all of those colors, and it's very good price for you. But we're going to see that in a moment. I want to tell you first another options that you have. So here, Skillshare classes, finding colors. Here I'm making gradients with the colors, blending and checking how the colors mix together. More proof. Oh, I think this was a class that I make from Victoria Calderon. That is an amazing teacher. She has courses in Domestika and in Skillshare. I'm going to leave the link of all the people and the materials that I told you here and the video, so you can go and check. She is amazing teacher for color theory, and I like a lot the way that she explained everything. Is so relaxing. I really like it. We have a very different style, but I love how she teach you about textures, and I'm going to show you that more in a moment. Here, more color theory, and Anna Victoria. This is a course from her. This is a tree that I paint. You can see 2020 that I like it. Christmas tree. And oh yes, this is something really nice to do when you buy new brushes. So we can start here about brushes. Here is when I start buying brushes that more expensive. But talking about brushes, I think that this is a really good brushes to start. These are Cotman, Winsor & Newton Cotman. And these brushes was $12, I think so. I recommend this, but I have more brushes here. Let me find those. I bought this set, was just like $5 in Michael's. I still use it, but not of like for details. I use these brushes is because you can see here that you can use brushes like this to make different textures like this. It's important that you make this proof with your brushes to see what kind of shapes you can do with they and how you feel with they. This is a brand that they sent me these brushes 1 year ago, and I think it's a good price. They give me the brushes. In the beginning, I don't feel so good with this form to paint, but for make florals like a loose watercolor, these are beautiful and very good price brushes too. I told you I'm going to leave the link below of all the materials that I show you right now. These are the brushes exercise that I told you that I really like to do. More houses. Oh, this is a really nice course that I do from Capevilla. She have a really nice color palette. Link below, I told you. Yes, more houses, trying more colors, making color palettes. All this was at the beginning. Oh yes, this was amazing class from Sharone. I forgot the last name, but I love this class about how get greens. Oh my gosh, this was so beautiful and I enjoy so much. Oh, these colors in the middle are just amazing. I wish to make a class about this because I learned a lot after 4 years about make these botanicals that I want to share with you too. More exercise with my brushes. Here is when I start thinking that I really love to paint cactus. In my Instagram, you can see all the paintings that I have about desert cactus. I really love to paint cactus more here. Oh, this is from Anna Victoria, a texture class that is in Skillshare, if I'm not grown. Oh my gosh, this was amazing. You can see that I use a lot of textures in my paintings too. Let me show you another of my paintings here. Yes, you can see here I use a lot of textures in my trees and my house, in my sky. She was a really nice teacher to learn this and about the color theory. That is beautiful. More houses. This start being just me practicing. I like a texture of the animals. More houses. Obsessed with houses all the time. And here my houses get better. This is like 1 year after that. This is my color chart that I really use a lot, and I think it's a really good exercise. I can make a video for you about making color charts because it's an amazing exercise to start. This is different brands that I love. I can make a video of this in the future, but I really recommend. Here is the value of the colors, and this was Peggy Deam class, I think so, if I'm not wrong. Here I start making like I want to have all my colors here so I can see it. More Skillshare classes. I make tons of classes before start making my own paintings. So this is just one of my first sketches. The materials don't make that you like the paint, but if you have the right materials can help you to make better watercolors, so you're going to love more what you do. So talking about that, I'm going to show you the watercolors that I tell you that I love. This is the St. Petersburg White Nights. I don't know how to pronounce that. These watercolors, oh my gosh, this is my best to go for beginners. The price is, I think is like, I bought this for $70, but when you buy these, or maybe something, when you start with something like this that it's just $8 and you have tons of colors to try and you think that you like it, go for this one. This is the second step. I just love these watercolors. I don't have nothing here inside because a lot of you already know, I like to put my watercolors, no more the brand together is for colors. So these big are the Nebraska, the White Nights watercolors. And oh my gosh, you can see how much I use those paintings. And here too, the yellow ochre, you can see these big size are that brand, the White Nights. I use a lot all the time those watercolors. Let me show you more. I have here, and more here. And this I don't use too much because this not is my favorite colors to paint, but still it's nice to have it. So if you can afford these watercolors and you really start notice that you like to do watercolors, go for this. And another thing that you have to do, if you already try to using this paper that is a good price, but if you can go ahead and try a watercolor paper. I know this is expensive, but makes a big difference when you want to make this for your passions or for work. This is going to help you to everything looks much better. Make a big difference when you paint in this paper than when you paint in this one. I have nice paintings in this paper too, so don't get me wrong. It's just that sometimes it's easier for you to start with that. Let me show you. I start with this paper so you can see better results. You can make the practice in this one. I make but after a lot of practice I can use this paper and make this is one of my watercolors that I sell, and these are the originals. You can see it here. I have this one, this one. Oh, this is one of the best sellers, and this is my best seller, and it's in this book. This is the original watercolor, and look at all the texture that I get in this paper. It's so cool. I really love these watercolors, and I like the size. Here are more textures. You can see the difference. I try in planets, but I really think that if you can afford at the beginning a good paper, maybe you're going to have more love for watercolors because it's difficult, not as easy at the beginning. So, okay, we already talked about the watercolors, about the brushes, the papers, and another materials that I think is nice that you have the white wash that you can use to do some details like these. I used to them, I'm sorry, micro pen that I showed you before to make details like these. For pencil, you can go with the pencil that you have at home. I don't have any problem to use it, but I love these pencils, but don't go and spend tons of money at the beginning. I think you first have to go for the better price, the cheap price, and try it. If you want, go with cheap watercolors, go with cheap brushes, but with the paper, try to spend a little bit more. You can buy one of these to your sketches, but when you want to do something like more specific, you can go with the good paper, please. Go with the arch paper with this one. This was my first palette. Now I have more than 25 palettes. I can show you. I have tons of palettes. I am obsessed buying palettes all the time. Oh my gosh, I don't want they broke. I have this. I have tons. Let me show you a little bit more here. I'm crazy about palettes. And if you asked me where I found this, some are gift, another one Etsy. Almost all my palettes I found on Etsy, or when I go to store and I see a nice porcelain, I just take it. I really love to use homewoods. These are plates that I use for when I use wash, that not is too often, but I like to use nice plates. I mix my watercolors. I have some new. I use this for my pictures or put water. I have to use this one. I have tons. But okay, this video is for beginners. So just you can go with this. I'm going to leave the link of this on really good price. Palettes that you can afford. This one is one of my favorites, and this one was really cheap. I found this one in Amazon. It's really good price. If you really like this, so you can invest, because this is This is a lot of money. The good thing with watercolors is I'm sure that I'm going to have this for years and years and years, and I just love it. But if you don't are sure that this is your passion, don't go and spend a ton of money with this. Go with something small and try it and make practice, a lot of practice. Go with a lot of videos in YouTube. You don't have to pay. If you can afford, Skillshare is amazing platform to learn. I speak Spanish. For me, is really nice domestica courses. But and how is my first language is really nice that I just leave the class on the side and I start painting, and it's like easier for me. Actually make this video in Spanish for me going to be more easier, so I can speak better to you. I know I have a lot of, I don't speak really well English, but I try it, so because I really want to share all these things with you. So thank you. I hope to see you soon with more ideas to share with you. Thank you.